As we come into the end of this year, I wanted to invite everybody to think and wonder and think, because we've got some tremendous insights that we've brought to all of you in this last year. And I wanted to invite you on this special edition of The Never Ending Climb to see how we make a stronger supply chain and procurement. But here's the top five highlights from this year.
It's about team spirit, and winning teams are the ones who are working as a good gearbox together. And this is the message that at least what I keep in my mind, and which I keep as well for my leading team, and what I would tell to all the leaders. You have to make sure that you pass on this message to your teams, and you lead your teams. But you need to have a good team. You have a good functioning team. You need a good, if you stay on soccer, a good defense, a good goalie, a good midfield, a good striker. But they have to work each other. They need to pass the ball. They have, even they don't like each other, they still have to play each other if this person stands better in the field. So it's the same at work as well. So you need the advanced purchasing with the category guys, supplier quality. They all need somehow to work together as a team, and they need to function as a team.
Put usability, ease of use, at least at par with the functions and the features. Because if the functions and features are so complicated and the usability goes down, then you have this reluctance and the resistance to use it. So that's critical. Then very clearly articulate what's the business outcome, what value it is creating, how it is making the life easy, but also delivering even better outcomes for the business. I think that is something that we need to really focus. Often we undersell the outcome part, focus on the use and other the functions and the features of the solution, but what it is leading to, what it is actually delivering. I think that is what we need to really focus.
Your job was to be like, make sure the PO is created, that you have it done before the invoice is in, that the money is flowing out, and that you have the right supplier onboarded. And really what we should have been looking at, if we had a magic mirror, would be like, when people bring the suppliers to you, kind of asking like, hey, so how did you find them? And if like, oh, I found it from my last company, they're like, well, was it worth it to bring them over? Like, do they fit the need, or does it just fit you because it's comfortable? Because let me tell you, in like 6 months, they're not gonna be able to make those cardboard boxes that you want. We're gonna have to start diversifying suppliers, like outside of China, or locally in the US, or all of these people that we are working for, they're not actually gonna be able to do the job because they can't come in. So like thinking a little bit more strategically and like digging deeper, and not worrying so much about like, did the button get pushed? Did the PO get created exactly 5 hours before the invoice came in, right?
So this is the interesting thing is you could build the microservice now, which is the most attractive part of it. You can build it without having the cloud because the microservice itself is on the cloud.
Yeah.
So you can build it sort of ahead of time, and also to kind of, so you know the concept, clean the core, right? That's an SAP thing, right? Not necessarily an SAP thing, just any ERP. You want to clean that core off. So, in other words, eliminate customization so you can migrate standard to the cloud ERP equivalent, right?
Exactly.
So you can use microservices to clean the core, essentially, right?
Yep.
But the key factor is it's AI enabled, it's in the cloud, and it's now.
Staying relevant, let's come back to the staying relevant. SAP's got huge database of knowledge, but again, like for example, let's take your product. You will make a full-fledged documentation of how to do things, but how many people are going to do it? So how do you make that happen? I mean, what we do is we do more of that practical stuff. Rather than giving you a PDF, I would give you 5-10 assessments based on that PDF. And I would not give you all of them in one shot. I'm going to give you this and be like, okay, I want to see the result. And then again, this is like a school, because they want you to hold them responsible for things. That's what we do. And again, we come back and test it. You got to test the skill. If you're going to train someone on something, and if you're not testing, how'd you know?
Oh, thanks for watching. This has been another special edition of The Never Ending Climb for a Stronger Supply Chain and Procurement. See you next year.